Hi everyone, it's Lillian here from Stamper's Niche, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. I'm here today to show you a new way to use one of your punches, a way to use some more designer paper and have some fun with that, and also just share some cards I've received and just have some stamping fun together. I don't know about where you are, but here it's overcast and cloudy, and yesterday, if it's going to be like yesterday, one minute I was cold and the next minute I was hot, and it wasn't even hot flashes. It was just the weather. So I think today's going to be more of the same. We'll try to fit a walk in at some point, but right now it's stamping time. So let's just go down to my desk and see what's happening and get my finger out of the camera. There we go. There, that looks pretty straight. First off, I just want to show some pictures. I see Sue and Lynn are watching. Sue, these are for you. I'm sharing show and tell time. So here we go. Here's one that I just made yesterday using the Playful Pets. I just love this set. So this was using markers to color the stamp so that we had different, and then the rest was blends. A little bit of Wink of Stella on there. So just makes it, sorry, I'm just trying to get it up so once in a while I can glance at your comments. I'm still not good at that. Then I was playing with the jellyfish from the Whale of a Time stamp set and bundle. Now, I think I'm happy with this, but if I was to do it again, I think I'd put it on the shimmer paper. I did add Wink of Stella. I tried to use two colors on the jellyfish to add a little bit, and then don't know if you can see, but there's some embossed vellum here. I've got some other cards. I'm working on the Whale of a Time class. This is not going to be one of the cards in the class, but I am using the jellyfish on some of the cards there. I can't remember if I showed this to you or not, but this, what have I got going on here? Two cards stuck together. These are two cards, same design exactly, just different colors. So on this one, it is crumb cake, embossed white, some splatters, a little bit of the brass and early espresso, and double linen thread. Here's the other one done on white with the basic black, and again brass foil and some crumb cake there. So just two variations. I was playing with this partly in getting ready for my black and white class. This was just a sample, not one that we did. And also because some of you don't have embossing powder and you wanted to be able to still make the cards. So I just showed that. And that was, oh, I can't remember the stamp set, but it's the one I've been talking about, In Good Taste or something like that. Here's a card I received using that new fancy Pick-a-Punch, and then the Forever Greenery here. I really like how that just looks so gentle. We could change the sentiment here and make it a sympathy card or one for any occasion. Here's another card I received in a swap, and I really like how the color pops on the black, and just some layers, and then that old world embossing folder. So, oh, so pretty. So, and then one that I just experimented with the Jar of Flowers bundle and paper. This is, this is the twine that comes in the ribbon set, but it opens a little differently. So see, it's a fun fold card, not very difficult. And then there was a little pocket put here with a gift card holder. So one thing I wanted to share here is I embossed It's Your Day. Then I took my blends and colored over this part. I took the, one of the yellows, one of the darker yellows. Can't remember which one. So that's a little trick that I hadn't thought of using my blends for. So just a little, another little tip there. So we'll put those to the side, and maybe that inspires you. Remember, do share what you make. I love to see what you make. Now, last week on Facebook Live, I shared this card. This is the one we made on Facebook Live, and then I had shared one with the black ribbon, and I said that if you shared during the week, I would put your name into a draw, and you would get this card and something else. So the something else is the butterfly gems. I just love these little butterflies. They are actually 2 sizes, and they are in the in colors that came out last year. So Purple Posy, Rococo Rose, Seafoam Spray, Seaside Spray. I always get that one mixed up for some reason. Terracotta Tile and Pretty Peacock. So gorgeous little embellishments. So this is what we're drawing for here. And let's see what we've got. Judy G. So Judy, I will be popping that in the mail to you. So something to look, some happy mail to look forward to. So I hope you're squealing and you're happy there. Oh, I see Candy and Caret and Lynn and Diana and Sue. Yay. Welcome everybody. Okay, just before I start to talk about this card, and this is not the one we're going to make, but I will be talking about it, I wanted to talk about stamping time. Stamping time or Stamp Club is going through the summer because it just, I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying having some stamping time continually these days. So you need to register by July 1st. So that is Wednesday. For one of the cards that we'll be making, and of course you will be doing your variation, but it will be this card here. So it might not look exactly the same. I will do all of the, if you choose the kit option, I will do your embossing and die cutting, and then you will just do your stamping. I do have something for you to think about as you're out there. I'm thinking about, for some of my classes, having the opportunity to pick up your make and take packet. But for those of you who want to use the stamps that I've used, to have it set up downstairs, and you would make an appointment, come by yourself, go directly downstairs, wash your hands, you know, the protocol thing. And then I would have it set up so you could do the stamping. You would not assemble the card. Then you would take it home and make it on a Facebook Live or a Zoom with me. So let me know if you think that would be an option that would work for you. Anyway, this is one of the cards I'm looking at making for stamping time. So you must register by this Wednesday, July 1st, and then it happens next week. So I'm trying to get your packets. This is a stretch for me to have packets ready ahead of time, but I am working on it. So do let me know if you haven't already. Several of you have already, so that's great. But if you haven't and are interested, so there are some options. Option 1 is you get the instructions and access to the online class, but you use all of your own supplies. So the instructions would tell you how to cut it. I would show you how to make it, and you would use what you have, and that's $15. Option 2 would be that you would pick up your class packet, and if we think we could do the stamping station downstairs, that too, and then also you would have the instructions and the online class. So that would be $20, or both of those would be free with a minimum $30 purchase. Or the third one is I make your cards, and you still get the instructions and the online class, and that also would be $20. So if you're interested and you haven't registered yet, and you need to have that information again, contact me and I will get it to you. And I just have to grab something here. There we go. Now, this card here is a really neat use of using the tailored tag punch. I shared on my Facebook page somebody else using it, and then I wanted to play around with it and show this technique, and I'm going to show it with a different background as well. So how do you get this shape from this punch? That's what I will be showing you today. The paper I'm using is the Artistry Blooms designer paper. So these are all the colors, so front and backs, and these are all the colors that coordinated with it. It's gorgeous. I've also seen this card made with In Colors or the Brights. I've seen it made with the World of Good specialty designer paper, with the Ornate Garden designer paper. I'm going to show you a sample at the end made with the Playing with Patterns. Basically, you can use any designer paper you want. So let's get down to it here. What you need is, I just used some scrap computer paper and cut it 1.5 inches wide. And that's what these are here. So that's how. Then I flipped this over. Oh, and I drew just a line down the center, so I knew where the center was. So then I flipped it over, and let me just see if I can hold that there. So I lined that center line up with the 2 points of the tailored tag. Then I took a Sharpie, which I forgot to get out, and just made marks here and here where the edges of the paper are. So there and there. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's how you get your punch set up. So this is just my pattern piece just to work with. And then you bring in paper that is 1.5 inches wide. So this is the same width as this. And you slide it in. And all you're going to do is line the edges of your paper up with the edges of those little marks you made with your Sharpie. So I'm going to do that and cut a bunch out. So there's one. Here's another one. I'll use that side, I think. And here's another one. I should have cut some of these, but oh well, you can watch me cut. Another one, and another. I'm going to show you how to do this with other geometric shapes, so you don't even have to use a punch, but you won't get the same shape. So it just all depends what shape you want. So let's see, what do we want here? I think I'll go with this end. Who knows, maybe I was even planning to use the other side. There, so we've got a bunch of shapes. Then we also need a white one to stamp on. So I've got this is cut at 1.5 inches wide, and I'll just slide it in. Like that. So now we've done the punching. Get rid of all the little scraps. And this time I want to, instead of putting it on a white background and having it going portrait, I've decided I want to put it on a black background and have it go landscape. So let's bring that in, and I'm going to do my planning. I'll just show you when I was planning for the class, I cut a bunch of scrap paper out and did my planning on here initially. But now I've got these shapes. Get rid of that. And I'm going to bring this in just because it's easier to line things up, but I can still see my grid lines coming through it. I'm going to stamp first, just so that I have that ready. I'm going to use Many Mates, and I think I'll go with Celebrate. That's pretty generic. I can use that for all kinds of things. So let's mount that up, and I'm going to stick with black. So the Memento Black, and I should bring that in. So the one thing I do find is my eyes get tricked by the shape, so I have to look for the straight edge. Yikes, too much coffee. I've got the shakes this morning. There, got the stamping done. I will just put that over here, bring my black back in. So now that I've got the shapes, let me just see, do I want that here? And if I want that there, maybe a little bit higher. Right now I am just doing a bit of planning, lining up my straight edges. I will get things straightened out later. Put that there. This has got a bit of blue in it, so diagonal, that'll work. And put that one there. I need a bit more, but I'm going to use pieces that I've cut off, I think. Or I think I will cut another piece. Here I go, changing things up on the fly here. When I originally planned it, I had one up here as well, and I sort of did diagonal. I think that's what I will do, and then put one of these here. So I want to put this on dimensionals. On this one here, I put all three. I think I'm just going to stick with one this time. Doesn't really matter, obviously. I'm going to put my words down first. I always like to put at least 2 dimensionals on the back. I could have used 4 of the mini as well. The reason I like so that it doesn't go wonky on me. Okay, now make sure that this is straight. I'm just going to rest it. So what I'm trying to make straight is this line and this line. So that looks pretty good to me. There we go. Now just bring in the adhesive and start laying pieces down, leaving just a little border. Using the silicone craft mat is good because sometimes the glue is going to go off the edge. If I was really a good planner, I suppose I would know exactly where to put the glue, but no, this works just fine. And as you can see, it really doesn't matter how you arrange your pieces. You can do whatever you want. So nice colors on the back too. That's always the problem with designer paper. And maybe this needs to go over a bit. This goes, somehow I've got a bigger space there. There we go. Put this one here. So this is a card that would work well for a masculine card. You know what? I'm just going to save that one. It's a little sticky there, so it's going to make my scissors sticky, so I will clean them off after. How do you clean your scissors? Any special tips? I actually, if I'm in a rush, I still have one of these adhesive removers, and I just use that on my scissors, or I will go use fingernail polish remover or Goo Gone. Goo Gone you can buy in a hardware store, and it works well too. So there we've got the basic shape, so we're just going to trim the back off. I see I've got a bit sticking up here. And all I'm doing is using the black as my cutting guide. I'm going to keep these, try to keep them out of the glue, and I'll show you why at the end. There, tuck that to the side for a moment, and there we go. Oh, I like those colors on the black, it really pops. Now I'm just trying to decide, do I want another little piece here? I kind of think I do. It'll be just such an ever so tiny piece, and certainly it's optional. It's going to be next to nothing, but that's me just being a little silly. Trying to find a spot that isn't sticky. There we go. Just trim that off. There we go. I maybe didn't need that, but anyway, I've got it now. So now I'm going to just stick it to the Whisper White layer. This black layer is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Yeah, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then the white layer is just 1/4 of an inch bigger, so it's 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Ooh, I'm excited. And then I'm going to put this on dimensionals. And here's something you can leave in the comment section. Where have you found dimensional backings? I've heard of people finding them on the dog's nose. Where have you? Oh, look at that. Ooh, I like that a lot. Now, I could dress that up with rhinestones or whatever, but just like that, that is pretty striking. So here's the same card done 2 different ways using this punch. Now let me show you what I have envisioned. Haven't done it yet for the inside. We've got these little pieces here. So I was just thinking, might as well glue them on the inside, right? So if we put one here, one here, what do you think? Uh-oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. And one here. What do you think? Yes, I think we'll do that. No, don't waste not, right? Ooh, I better bring this back in. I'm going off the edges again. Oh, butterfingers. There we go. Put this one here. Now they're not all going to be the same width, I don't think, although looks like I did okay on that department. Okay. And we'll put this one here. And once again, flip it over, give it a trim. That one slid a bit. Let's get that out of the way. So now, not only do we have this on the outside, we have this for the inside. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you like the white better, the white background better, or the black background better? Leave me a comment, let me know. And now I want to share, I tried something else. I took the Playing with Patterns designer paper, so it has all these fun colors and it's just lots of fun patterns. I took that designer paper and I cut out squares and I made this one. Same idea as what we just made, so it's geometric shapes just being repeated with designer paper, stamping on one, and then this time I used Coastal Cabana as this layer, but the design of the card layout is exactly the same. So this paper is the same. It's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. This is the same size. This is the same size. And then on the inside here, I just did that for the corners, pieces of the squares. So if you don't have this die, I did use a die for this, but you could just cut squares, and these particular squares are 1 1/4 inch square. So you could just repeat that, or you could use circles or whatever else. Now the nice thing about this one, this designer paper, it's part of the suite, the Playing with Patterns suite. And look at this, the Playing with Patterns resin dots. These are flat dots in 1, 2, 3 different colors. They match the paper perfectly. They're designed to go with the paper. So now I have to decide if I'm going to add some resin dots to this or not. And I have a feeling I will. What do you think? Should I add some resin dots or not? I will look at your comments when I'm done and then post the finished card depending on what you think. And if I should add resin dots, what color? So should I add some yellow, some Coastal Cabana, or this is crushed curry, Coastal Cabana, crushed curry, or purple posy, or a mixture. So let me know what you think I should do, and when I look at your comments, because if you are new joining me, I have trouble looking at comments and doing projects, so I look at the comments afterwards and then answer you then. So here's a revisit of the cards today, all using geometric shapes, these two using the tailored tag punch in a new way. So have fun with it. Share what you do, please. Leave me comments. You know how to share the love. So I will leave that for you. And have some fun with it. Do remember, let me know if you want to be part of Stamping Time, which is the same as Stamp Club next week, and if you want the Make and Take packet or not. All right, and congratulations, Judy. I'll have your card and gift in the mail shortly. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.